Seem like every time we go live, they cut us. We're going to give them time to get in the building. Islam, Hotep, Assalamu alaikum, Salam alaikum, peace be unto you. We are the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek. Every time we do this, we get cut, seem like. So we're going to do the Sabine Million March tape on YouTube, pre-recorded. Yes, Atun, Ray. Yeah, well, we've had the School of Islam, but we don't deal with Islam, the religious Islam, as we made it clear. When we talk Islam, we're talking civics. We're talking the construct of order. Remember, Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you we created the heavens and earth in truth and made it a guided canopy. You see? Yeah, civics Islam. Civics Islam is what Clarence 13X was trying to do. Why he had the name number 13 is dealing with mathematics. 13X. That's a mathematical sequence. Yeah, not Islam religion, not Islam Muhammadism. When I speak of Islam and peace, I speak of order. Order, civics, the way morals and the way people think, the way we thought people ought to think. Yeah, so when you see 13X, know that mathematics is taking place there, which is why the 5%ers, when they greet somebody, one of their brothers, they would say, what's the mathematics? What's the mathematics for the day? That's dealing with Islam civics, not religion. Original Islam had nothing to do with religion. It was civics. It was law. It was morals, the moral construct of how to organize things. That's what Islam was before the devil put his 2 cents in. You know how he do. He always got to add his 2 cents. But as you can see, we posted in the A. And we're trying to stay out of trouble here. There's certain individuals who, well, we'll skip over that. But hopefully we run into those people here soon. What, you calling me? I got Bodie calling me now. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to call Bodie back. Me and Bodie been chapping it up all day, man. Yeah, we dealing with, so am I a Muslim? Am I one of peace? Indeed. Am I a Muslim insofar as Islamic religion Muslim? No. That's all dogma. It's all dogma. But the Islamic civics, I, self, Lord, am, master. See, that's what it's all about. Oh yeah, we getting ready to do that. We're going to crack your head and twist your cap. And in fact, we already got that for you. We're just waiting. to see where y'all heads at. We showed you Enlil. We told you that if that's not the real Enlil, then that means you know who the real Enlil is. If you have the right to say that's not the real Enlil, that means you know who the real Enlil is. So produce the real pictures of Enlil. Because Baba said that these people were real people. I know they real people. I'm Anunnaki. A lot of you, a lot of my brothers, their ego won't let them listen to the young elder. That's their loss. But those that listen, you know you're God. You made it to the end. And like I say, if you didn't listen to Baba, you really ain't gonna be able to hear us. You really ain't gonna be able to hear us if you didn't listen to the master teacher. Because your brain ain't gonna be able to comprehend where we at now when I start telling you that the God of your Bible was eating people, eating humans, eating you, your people. Not and Inky and Enlil and them didn't eat humans. It was another group, these reptilians. There are some humanoid types that eat humans. But don't feel bad because you eat chicken and cows and they're living, breathing beings. And you don't complain when you bite down into your McDonald's. Well, I can't say McDonald's because that ain't beef. That's something else. Your damn show ain't got no moo in it. Ain't no moo in the McDonald's burgers. Shit ain't no moo in none of those fast food burgers nowadays. Moo is cow, real beef. You know what I'm saying? That's what my grandma said when she tasted one of them burgers. She said, ain't no moo in this burger. I bought her a chicken sandwich at the hospital. She said, this ain't no cock-a-doodle-doo in this chicken. That means this ain't real chicken. See, my grandma old enough to remember when she she killed her own chickens and ate it. She know what real chicken tastes like. She killed her own cows and ate it. She know what real cow tastes like. She milked her own cows. She know what real milk tastes like. People that's drinking milk, we're not even drinking real milk no more. Then that takes you to a place, if you ever seen the movie The Matrix, where the scene where Neo and them went to holler at the key maker and they was sitting in there and no, not just that part. The part where Cypher was explaining, and they were explaining about how stuff tastes. And see, look, they programmed our mind to taste. They now creating all these artificial flavors. A lot of you young people don't really know what real grapes and real shit tastes like no more because everything's artificial now. The Matrix. They're taking us farther and farther into the Matrix. Artificial food, plastic for food. Yeah, bioengineered. They doing the GMO joint. That's pretty much the same thing. You know, genetic or modified. But everything is coming artificial. Artificial flavors. You don't know what the real stuff tastes like no more. Hey, appreciate that, man. Because in the middle of the night, tonight, they going to unsubscribe 25 people, 200 people from my page tonight in the middle of the night. So if you come back tomorrow, you may see that I went down in followers because I'm being shadow banned. On Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, every social media platform, I'm being shadow banned. But we still on the mission here to get the point over, to get people where they need to be. Yeah, Enlil is the God of the Bible. Enlil is one of the gods, one of the Yahwehs. Several different Yahwehs in the Bible. Enlil would be the next in command. He'll be like the one of the highest Yahwehs, being that he was the full bloodline son of Anu. Then Enki, he a Yahweh. Marduk's a Yahweh. If you want to go with the New Testament, Yahshua had a higher title than them, really, because he had Yahweh of Yahwehs, as in like Yahweh being Yahweh. Like, so it's like a Lord of Lords. So that's a higher title than just regular Yahweh Elohim. So you got Elion El, that's like the Most High God. Then you got Yahweh of Yahwehs. Then you got Yahweh Elohim. Then you got Elohim. So it's different ranks. Enki and Enlil will have Yahweh Elohims, Lord gods, a being that's over a group of gods or a group of beings. Right? But Enlil is the bad guy. Enlil is the bad guy. Enlil is the way his mind works. He's really twisted in his mind. The way his mind works. Keep in mind, these beings are not gods, really. They are advanced extraterrestrial human beings, just like you and me. They just live longer, have the technology to live longer, and they got more information than you got because we ain't children. We developing. But in some point of the time, they slowed us down to keep us developing past them. Yeah, Enlil is considered disagreeable but all this is based on perspectives. From my mother, our Nana's perspective, she loved Enlil. She loved Nana. From her perspective, Marduk is a disagreeable. Ra, the angel Michael, he's a disagreeable. But he is a disagreeable. He's actually 720. He has both disagreeable and agreeable natures, which is why he was picked to fight. But like I say, from Nana's perspective, she don't like him. I like Marduk. I chose Marduk's side over my mother's, which cost me my eye in that life. Yeah, but it depends on perspectives. To some people who were Enlil, that he considered agreeable. Right? But he said to me, Enlil, he's selfish. He's selfish. He only think about himself and making himself look good. The whole time he was trying to make himself look good to Anu about the gold, about getting the gold. So he didn't want Enki's people to outshine him and Enki. So he was always sabotaging it. Enlil is the one that was chemtrailing you people. Enlil is the one that dropped nuclear weapons on you to wipe you out. Enlil is the one that's responsible for decreased population partially. He's responsible. He gave the orders. He's the one that gave the orders on the decreased population. Enlil. Enlil is responsible for crop dusting your crops so that you can starve. When Enki told those Israelites to go to Egypt because they got food, they can be protected there. But Enlil was the one that was starving them out so they could eat their babies. Yeah, Enlil, the dirty Moors are Enlil's people. They avatars. Not everybody can dance, that's how you figure who they are. Because they're like robots. It's hard for them to move, drive the avatar, and dance in that avatar and make it on time, make it rhythm. They timing is the delay. They got a delay in their rhythm. That's how you can tell who they are. They got a delay in their rhythm. They're not on beat. They off beat. They avatars for Enlil's people. So the war is between Enki and Enlil through the whole Old Testament. Two brothers battling against each other to prove that they are more worthy than the other. But Enki is the good one, really. He the humble one. He the one that's the most fashionable. He was creating all the technology that we was using, like the submarines. Enki created that. The helicopters, all of the devices most of the devices that we were using, a lot of the devices were created by Enki. One of his attributes is the fashioner. No, not yet, but we're gonna get into that. We got our fingers in on everything. You know what I'm saying? We got our fingers in on everything. Yeah, but yeah, Enki was the one that was creating all of the technology. And Enlil jealous, man. Jealousy. He says he tell you himself, I'm a jealous God. Don't put no God before me. See, like I told you, any being, any extraterrestrial being coming from another galaxy or another dimension to come here to make you bow before them, they disagreeable. That's against galactical law. So if you're a higher dimensional being, you cannot take advantage of lower dimensional beings. That's what Enlil did. That's against galactical law. And Enlil is not above galactical law. Nobody is above galactical law, not even Anu. Nobody's above galactical law. So he's going to be held accountable. He's being held accountable right now as we speak. And there's a long list of other cats that's on that list, like Star Command. Nobody's above the law. I'm telling you. Not galactical law. It says, Holy Tablets explain the same thing. Enki is Ptah. Yeah, that's right. Enki is Ptah. Enki is the first gold. What I refer to as the golds, Netarus or Natharus. Enki is the first Natharu. They say that he created himself out of the primordial waters, but that's low level information right there. But it is the truth. But it's just they didn't really go into detail what that means. That Enki took an avatar from the Twa people, because they were these Anunnakis. When they go to different planets, they create what they call suits. See, the car that you got driving right now is a suit. It's an avatar. It's not the real you. The real you is on the inside. The real you, stare in the mirror long enough, but don't stare more than 19 seconds though. The real you is on the inside. So these are avatars, suits. The Anunnakis comprehend that. So they've developed technology millions of years ago to be able to make a human in a tube. Your government can do it right now. They call it cloning and synthetics. They just got a hold of it by around late 1940s from the Greys, 1950s from the Greys. But the Anunnakis been cloning for billions of years. So when they needed bodies to come here to personify on this realm, they had to take avatars from certain people that existed inside of this realm. So they used Twa Man, which they created these avatars, Twa avatars in the tube, just like on Avatar, when they create a body to go to be live. Now they can come in this reality without having to take an avatar, but to stay in this reality without having an apparatus and all that on, because they breathe hydrogen. They don't breathe oxygen. Oxygen really is a poisonous gas for them. So they have to wear an apparatus, an eagle's helmet. Because somebody's trying to debate me, saying that that's not no helmet they got on. They were reptilians. Yeah, some of them were reptilians. Some of them were bird beings. But the bird being that I was showing you, they had the chain on, the buzz down diamonds on his neck. That's Ninurtu. Ninurtu is Enlil's son. That these beings wore advanced space helmets, which they designed to look like different beings, different other beings. But they really was advanced space helmets because, like I say, these beings breathe hydrogen. And they didn't breathe oxygen, so they needed apparatuses if they came down in the actual, or they can come and do a force field thing, but it only lasts for a certain amount of time before they had to go back aboard their ship. So what they did is they started creating clones of these Twi, and these they created a new style clone too, where they mixed the Twi and the Sandsman and the Hindus together and created this new species, adding a little bit of their genetics, called the Watusis. The Watusis really are avatars for the Anunnakis, spirits that Anu put into them, the 12 spirits. But the whole game is that the wars between Enki and Enlil. And people talk religion, they talk and all this. This ain't got nothing to do. This ain't religion. This ain't Like we said, Yeshua didn't just pick the man's ear up and put it onto his head and say abracadabra. No, he had needle and thread, and he sewed the man's ear back on. He didn't just, when he turned water into wine, and keep in mind, I'm talking to my beginners, not to my advanced students. My advanced students bear with us. We know in places where you know not. So he didn't just say, and we put a tape out about it called "Did Jesus Perform Miracles or Alchemy?" So he didn't just turn or get the pots and just say abracadabra. No, he knew about making beer, moonshining, fermenting things. People do it in jail all the time when they make toilet bowl liquor. Turn water into wine every day in jail. So, but somebody along the line took this to a thing, and they got us worshiping outside of us instead of worshiping the God that's in us. You are God. All of ye are gods. All of ye are children of Anu. Because keep in mind, Enki birthed Noah, Utnapishtim. Utnapishtim, Noah of your Bible, is Enki's son. Enki decided to save Utnapishtim. Now check this. Utnapishtim had 3 sons named Shem, Ham, and Japheth, who were triplets, all born in the same year when Noah was 500 years old. That would make Shem, Ham, and Japheth Enki's grandsons. And then they began to have children. One of the children who got shunned because he came out as an albino, Canaan. Canaan will be Enki's great-grandson. So Canaan is from the Canaanites, the people who in Jerusalem now who are claiming saying they Jews, right? They are really they descendants of Enki as well. So what y'all fighting about and arguing about? If they come down from Noah, then they children of Enki, and then they children of Anu. Because Enki is the son of Anu, the oldest son of Anu. So in the end of all this, the Enlil and Enki thing, we're going to come back as one family. But truth must be told at this time. Truth must be told because we are one family. And I'm caught up in the between this. I'm always in the between, it seems like. Because Enlil is my grandfather and Enki is my grandfather. So I'm on both sides of the bloodline. But like I say, my mother, she don't like Marduk. because she blamed him for responsible for my father's death. But but Marduk didn't have intentions of killing his little brother. He didn't kill him. He sent guys to bring him back and it's really my mother's fault. She don't want to admit it. She would never admit it, but it's really her fault because she was trying to get him to do something for her, and that ultimately cost him his life. So really, she don't want to admit it, but it's her fault that he got murdered. When you sum it up, a lot of people don't know that, but she hate Marduk to the heart. I'm telling you, because Marduk sent the people to go look for my dad, and when they came to get him, he tried to fight him, and they accidentally killed him. And they gave you the storyline of them even tricking them to get into the coffin and then throwing them in the Nile. That's part of the story. That's part of the story. But the initiative part, we already put that story out on. Go to YouTube and watch the tape called Inanna Return, The Chronicles of the Anunnakis, Part 8, Inanna Returns. And we break some of the storyline down of Inanna, who becomes Aset, Ishtar. It's all the same person. You're just dealing with different avatars. The same person, different avatars. Just like I'm the same person with there's different avatar in this time. A lot of you are the same person, just different avatars. Because we reincarnation. Re means to do again. In is the opposite of out. Car is the physical vessel. Nation is the group of people. Us. You see? So there's gonna come a time. Now we're gonna do the Million Man Sabine March tape on YouTube, because it seems like we still talking about that. They cut me every single time. We did it this right here like the third time we having to come on after being cut. Yeah, Osiris, Osar, who's also referred to as Damuzi. He's the baby son, one of the baby sons of Enki, the younger sons. The four main sons, Marduk being the oldest, then Nergal, then Melchizedek, who also carried the title after Marduk, his brother, as Tahuti. And that Tahuti is actually the one that actually starts to go around and spread the doctrine, teach the humans, Melchizedek. And then the younger brother is Damuzi, who become known as Asar or Osiris in ancient Kemet. He who is the Lord of the perfect black. He who is kind and generous. See, Marduk not kind and generous. Marduk is a warrior. Marduk will chop your head real quick. So when they say my little brother phase 1 is like Marduk, I understand now his energy and his mission. Marduk ain't playing. He don't play around really. You know what I'm saying? Because he been played with so long. You know what I'm saying? By all the other Anunnakis. It was a time where Marduk had everybody scared. Everybody was scared of Marduk. Very, very few people can come to him. I was one of the ones that could come to him. And my mama didn't like me going to him because she didn't trust him. She thought he was gonna try to hurt me, but he wasn't trying to hurt his brother, right? Because Marduk got two natures. I'm telling you. Yeah, but this story, we can give you the whole storyline in great detail. Great detail, because I remember it. Just like I was there, I remember it. I can tell you in great detail on the things that was happening. But it was a time where all the other Anunnakis was scared of Marduk. He had everybody scared, in fear, and tremble. And by right, he had right to, because they attacked him first. Anunnaki, and Ertu, and even his own brother Nergal participated in helping Ninurtu create the atomic bombs. The Anunnakis, Ninurtu and Nergal is the one that created the atomic bomb. Enki snitched on them. Enki said that the problem is, it's not really me and Enki. It's not really us. It's the youngins. That's what Enki said. He said that it was Ninurtu and Nergal who was jealous and beefing with Marduk, and then Ninurtu and Nergal launched nuclear weapons against Marduk, but they didn't defeat him. And when they didn't defeat him, Anu came to the planet and declared his decree. And he said that they couldn't mess with Marduk no more, and he gave Marduk a higher title. They couldn't mess with Marduk. The only reason Marduk ended up de facto and from the throne of Nibiru, because he chose the humans. He chose to marry a human as his wife. That was one of the things too. And he said that the reason why he did it is because he didn't have first rights anyway to the throne of Nibiru. Ninurtu would be in line before him, because Ninurtu is coming directly down from the full-blooded Anunnakis. See, Enlil is a full-blooded Anunnaki. His mama is Anunnaki. And so Ninurtu's mother is Ninhursag, which is Mother Ninti. So Enlil took advantage. I gotta say that he really did the R word to her. But the thing, Anunnakis look at things different. But he really raped Mother Ninti, and he held her down and went into her. And from this experience, they birthed a son named Ninurtu. So Ninurtu's mother is Mother Ninti. But then so he's like really the first in line. Keep in mind, Enki is a half-blood. He's not full-blooded Anunnaki. The Anunnakis meant those who are new sent down to Ki, right? So, but Enki's people were already here. They didn't get sent down. They was already here, right? So his mother was these benevolent Dragonians. And let me see, make sure they don't cut us, man. His mother was these benevolent Dragonians. So Enki is not full-blooded Anunnaki. He's part Dragonian, part Anunnaki. Right? And really, these beings, these reptilians that were here, they considered the Anunnakis to be disagreeable. That's why they didn't even want to do business with them. The Anunnakis needed gold from the people from this planet to take back to their home planet, Rizq and Nibiru, because Nibiru the atmosphere was depleting too on Nibiru because of the crash. So they needed gold for Nibiru and they needed gold for Rizq. Right? And so they made deals with the reptilians here in exchange for gold. So this is not the Anunnaki's planet. But it is their planet coming down through Enki. Because Enki's Anunnaki and he's Dragonian, part of the original people here. So the bloodline of Enki, we reptilians. We part reptilians. We part Dragonians. And you wonder why you niggas got some evil in you. I'm telling you. And not like I say, but not all the Dragonians were evil, because really Enki's people were benevolence. But you do got disagreeable reptilians who got into our bloodline, like Tanushnim, through Marduk, because Marduk was over these beings after Anzu stole the tablets of destiny from Enlil. See, Anzu is Alelu's son, Damkina's brother, Marduk's mother. So Anzu is Marduk's uncle on his mother's side. Anzu is a pilot. He was a pilot that flew the what they call the rocket ships. These are little warrior planes, and I can't say little because they're huge too, like 200, 300 miles in diameter. These war cranes look like they look like a spin top, a huge spin top with like really these crystal cities is what you refer to them as, crystal cities, right? They give you the dimensions and things, so some of them can be up to 1,500 square miles. These ships, they give you the dimensions of them in Revelations chapter 21, and give you even the material that is designed out of, which is different types of crystals and gold and and things of that nature. Now, where were we? We was at the part where Ninurtu would be the full bloodline, but Enki side, then to Marduk, Damkina is Alelu's daughter, right? Which was really where you get the Dina Islam from, really, because she's the really Alelu them. Alelu is Anu's brother, right? Half brother, right? And because Anu took the throne, Alelu made his brother swear Anu that when he have a firstborn son or whatever kid is born first, say like if Anu had a son or Anu had a daughter, then that daughter or son would marry his counterpart or his daughter or his son. So that was the oath. So the first son born was Enki, and Alelu's first daughter was Damkina. So they married each other. They birthed Marduk. Now, for people that was asking who is Marduk, our master teacher, Dr. Melchizedek York, is the incarnation of Marduk, Melchizedek, Ra, Atum, Ray. All those are just titles that applies to Marduk over periods of times. But Damkina is Alelu's daughter. But Damkina had a brother who becomes Marduk's uncle named Anzu. Anzu, when the battle happened between Alelu and Anu, the final battle, Anu beat him. Anu was victorious. And because of what he did, Alelu got sentenced to Mars. And his son Anzu chose to stay with him. And he did. And Anu promised Anzu that if he did a good job, or if he stayed here till the next Shah, that if he was alive when he came back, that he would give him rulership over Mars. A lot of people are going to be clicking off of this if they're religious people, because this shit is way past where they at right now. Like I say, this only for my Sabians and Nuwapians. A lot of people are going to click off. They not going to be able to, this right here, if you still talking religion, this is way over your head. Way past where you at. That's why I said. So in Marduk, for you Bible guys, is the angel Michael, Melchizedek, Elakadush, the green one. Right? For you Bible guys. So the angel Michael, the Lord of the host of the wars, that's Marduk. The Most High in your Bible, which is barely mentioned, is Anu, the grandfather of the angel Michael. These people are sons of God, like they told you. Right? So we have, like I say, Anzu end up getting mad because they were making complaints about being stationed on Mars, and they were getting sort of say frustrated because they've been there for a while. But a news secret told me that these people, that he flushed the toilets of Nubaru, because all of these 200 or these 300 Gigis, they were freaks and creeps. A bunch of freaks and creeps. Niggas with 4 arms, 5 toes, 5 legs, 6 eyes. Creepy looking niggas. They didn't look what we would consider normal. These 300 niggas. And it was different mixes of them. It was grays, which became known as the marker beans, the particular groups of them, who were the disagreeable cherubim, marker bean grays, who became known as the Orion Crusaders. And they joined on 70 Kingdoms with the Draconian reptilians. But so Anzu got mad, and then he disguised the plan to come back to Earth, to Key, and steal the tablets of destiny from Enlil. Now, for you people that's new to the game and you beginners, what the tablets of destiny was is kind of like sort of what you got now, like this phone, like the smartphones that we're using right now, but more advanced, to where he could control the black satellites and all of the satellites, and he could control the climate from the weather weapons they had, what you call the HARP now. They had that. Enlil and them had the HARP project millions of years ago. So he can control the HARP. He can do, like you do Google Maps now. He can Google Map and zoom in 300 miles into the crust. So and then he can use that tablets of destiny to zoom in and listen to word for word conversation, watch a whole scene out. And it's recording non-stop, and they can rewind and fast forward it, just like a DVD player or something. Nigga, there's kids to say. I wonder where he coming at. They don't fucking give it. Let's see, can we block this guy? All right, we're gonna block him. All right, as I was going on forward, because we always got demons. When you're giving the truth, you can walk up and give somebody the truth, and then as soon as you walk off, the devil walk right up to try to reverse what you told him. So we got devils out here. So we can kick this guy out. He taught my kids. He must be a child molester. We ain't gonna get sidetracked though. Yeah, he a troll. Nigga must know where I'm from. I'm from the boot, nigga. From the belly of the beast. Shout out Sunrise in the building. But yeah, so eventually Marduk, after Anzu stole the tablets of destiny, and Enlil, because Enlil was out in the pool, at his place, at his pad, one of his pads that's in the area where you call Jordan today. He had a pad right there, right? One of his main pads. At Nipples, he had a pad at Nipples, right? He was out there bathing. Really, he was what they call when them niggas be looking through, people wonder at them taking a bath. The creep shit. Peeping Toms. Enlil was a peeping Tom, and he was doing peeping Tom, so he got caught slipping by Anzu, because he was peeping Tom on a chick named, on a little girl. He was peeping Tom on a little girl, who eventually they made him marry because he had a kid. He got her pregnant with a Nanar. Nanar was one of his other sons. Nanar Sin, who is my grandfather, Nana's father. Check this. So Nanar Sin is Enlil's son, one of his sons. But Marduk, once they captured Anzu and imprisoned him for stealing the tablets of destiny and punishing him to the underworld, sent him to the underworld. The next, they put Marduk in charge of these 300 Agigis. Marduk, he did him. He kept him under control, but Marduk he didn't really want to be over them. He didn't really want to be over these. He didn't really want to be over these 300 Gigis, because he was focused on his own thing, like building the Stargate, building the sarcophagus that he was building. So he didn't really want to be over these guys, but he got put over by Enlil, because Enlil didn't really like Marduk, so he gave him the messed up job. The messed up job was going to be over these freaks on Mars, these 300 freaks. They refer to them as Agigis, right? Or they called them, these Anunnakis called these people the heroes, because they left their homes to go out to Hey, Haru, you got to go in there. Hakeem, you got to go in there with that moaning and groaning. What part of this story is... I'm explaining the part of the story where Marduk got put in charge of the 200, the people you call the 200 fallen, but it was 300 originally, Agigis that got sent to Mars. You got to see, if you don't, I'm going to tell you right now, when I'm talking, and if you don't know what I'm saying right now, you way behind. Because you didn't listen to Malachi. Because you let the devil, and I'm not talking to all of y'all, it's some people that let the devil get in their head, and they didn't listen to Baba. So now when I'm talking, I got to go back and answer questions that should have been already answered. So when I'm talking, you should already know everything I'm talking about. Yeah, Marduk and the Melchizedekians. The Melchizedekians are reptilian beings that live on the planet Melchizedek, Troglodytes. But when I'm talking now, I'm in 2023. I'm in 2023. We in 2024. And people still asking questions. Now, we don't got no problem. We got patience. So we'll respond to your questions. But what you need to do is, if you got questions about what I'm talking about, either go to my YouTube page, we got pretty much all the tapes out. Go to my YouTube page though, and click on one of the ones with me on now, and click on the descriptions and scroll down, and you should see a link to read the Holy Tablets by Dr. Melchizedek for free. We're gonna try to get the links in this description for you. But you should have been already ahead of the game. That's what I mean when I hear people talk and they talk in dogma, they still way behind. They hadn't figured out the game. They still under the spell. That's what I'm saying. You got to go to my YouTube and watch the Chronicles of the Anunnakis 1 through 7. It's like, but if you go to the playlist and go to the Galactical playlist, we got over 300 tapes out on straight galactical information. So if you missed it, if you behind, you asking who is Marduk and who is Inky. I know y'all didn't listen to Baba, and so you way behind. So you ain't gonna hear me. You gonna think I'm talking crazy. Only people that can hear me is my family. That's the only people I'm here for. I'm only here for the Nuwapians and the Sabines. I'm not here for everybody else. Because everybody else is not us. Yeah, I got 8 books out that I wrote, and I really got 12 books. I just ain't published the last 4 yet because I'm publishing them on Amazon, straight on Amazon instead of just. So I'm only gonna let you get the 8 books, for $45 donation. But after I put those 8 books on Amazon, they're gonna be $45 a piece. So right now we do got. If you want to get the books, you can cash at me at the Young Elder. $45 donation. Be sure to leave your emails in the links. Now keep in mind, there's somebody out here scamming using my name, and they got the S on the end of the Cash App. I don't got Young Elders. It's the Young Elder. So don't send the money to the wrong guy, because if I don't get it, how do I know you want the books? Yeah, so people, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm only here for my people, because everybody ain't going to hear what we talking about. They too far behind. They had made the shift. Those who were supposed to hear Baba heard them. And now they up to the point where I can talk like this to them. But for you who didn't listen to Baba, I just feel sorry for you. Because you're gonna have a lot of, if you want to catch up, you're gonna have to be running like there ain't no time tomorrow. I'm telling you. You're going to have to watch every single tape Malachi put out. Get the Holy Tablets, get the Black Book, get the all the books, get all of the Christ, the Mohammedism, the Christ, the degrees of Christism. You got to go through all those schools to be at where we at now. So the average clown that comes in here, He gonna say young elder talking crazy. He's not advanced yet. He's not a Sabine. We the Sabines. The Nuwapian, you know what Nuwapu is? I was a Nuwapian when I was younger because I was learning sound, right, and reasoning. Nuwapu is a children's science. Nuwapu is a children's science. It's sound, right, and reasoning. My 3-year-old son is a Nuwapian. But eventually, as he grow up and he began to comprehend more what I'm telling you now on the level I'm telling you, then he become a Sabine. Not everybody that dress like us and put on the Sabine garb with the double ankh and all that, the black and gold, because they think it look cool. Not all those people are Sabines. The Sabines are the people who can answer all your questions at this point. We've been molded in the fire by the master teacher, Dr. Melchizedek, who we are now referring to as Chief Black Eagle, Thunderbird, right? Who is Marduk, who I came with here to fight to the death, if need be. So for people who don't know what time it is and you don't know who I am and what I'm all about, you got a long way to go if you think that I ain't here and come to do the job with Marduk. I'm one of the 24 elders. I am Sananda Boone, your 23rd elder. Baba told you, if you listen to the master teacher, you'll listen to me. Because the master teacher said in the first beginning of the Holy Tablets that it was going to be a group of beings, the elders, that was going to descend to earth to teach their people so that they can ascend back to the stars again. That's in chapter 1 of the Holy Tablet, the first page. So if you really follow the master teacher, you follow the Lamb everywhere you go, then you would have knew that we was coming. And I'm not the only one. Like I say, it's 22 others, including Baba. Baba is the 19th elder. Marduk is the 19th elder on this council. The green one, he's our leader. Melchizedek, the ancient one, the mystic, the ancient mystic of days. So if you would listen to the master teacher instead of being in your ego, because you got to let your ego go in order to let your ego fly. If you would have listened to the master teacher, he told you that we were coming. And he said the sign would be, look for the new information that's coming out. Who else is doing it? We showed you Enlil. We showed you Enki, whose avatar now in this life is King Yahweh. Now, if you say King Yahweh, not Enki, then produce the real Enki. We'll wait. If you say the picture that we showed you of Enlil, keep in mind Enlil got a unibrow. The picture in the Holy Tablets is not the picture of Enlil. Enlil got a unibrow. We're going to drop a clip short after this, breaking that down. He got a unibrow. One of his sons, who they picked up and put in the NBA, is Anthony Davis. He's 7 foot tall, just like the Anunnaki. Y'all ain't gonna. I don't want to spook people out. I can really spook you out and make you really scared, and I don't want to do that by telling you so much truth and so much reality that it'll send you in the shock. But they started coming. They've been coming here for a while, since 1943, because they could jump through the vortex every 10 years until they got close enough. 2008, 2012. But every from 43, 53, 63, 83, 73, 93, 2003, all the way up to this year, 2023, every 10 years, they able to jump the vortex. But they here now, they don't have to jump the vortex. They sitting right up there now. They waiting to see if we make the mark. Are there a million Sabines? We need a million Sabines, not niggas that just put on their clothes, our clothes, and say they Sabines, We need the intelligence up to where we at right now. What I'm telling you. Were you able to hear what I'm saying when I talk about the storyline of the Anunnakis? If you don't got that storyline down, you behind. And that's probably why you still talking religion. This ain't no shot at nobody. I'm just telling you in general. We don't shoot at nobody. We ain't out to attack nobody. We divine love at its highest peak. Which is why niggas can't understand us and they think that we pick sides. No. Go back and listen to what Bodhi told you. There was an angel, and that angel is Melchizedek. But I'm in that predicament right now where this being wants to fight this being, and they say, "Who you with?" I'm with the Lord. I'm with I'm with the angel Michael, the angel Melchizedek, the Lord of hosts, the captain of the Lord's army. So that's the truth. We'll have to come back, man, because we've been on a while. We don't like to do it long, but we're gonna be probably on YouTube. Well, it's not gonna be publicly. I'm gonna do a private tape, and then I'm gonna load it up, and then I'll air it. So it'll be done like that. But like I say, if you love the master teacher, you would have knew we was coming, because he told you. He told you beings like us, the 9 gods, the 9 gods. Says when Rod come back. Rod not coming back to, this is what he told me, but I'm going to try to get him back. Rod not coming back to January the 1st, 2024. Rod, there's a lot of high power alchemy here going on in the background. And let me say this, because Bible told me to say this, and make sure I let it be known and make it clear. If you think that when our father got out of jail, you niggas gonna be asking him millions of questions to fucking question him into the ground, you gotta be crazy. When our father get out, if you think you're gonna be asking him millions and millions of questions, and he's 70 years old, he old, he need to relax. He been in jail 20 years of his life, and he ain't did shit wrong, but raised his people. So if you think when he get out, you're going to be asking a million fucking questions, you're sadly mistaken. You're not finna question our father into the damn ground. He already told you everything already. What else the fuck you want to know? And on that note, we out. Wadu.